Urban Slinky, take one. Did you hear that the barista is the new witch? Each lungo draw is a streaming contest under the moon, man. My ritual for awakening? The sputtering sound, roar of espresso. We all know someone who thinks they're ready for espresso. The fact is, they're not. For them, I'll do more. I pull a coffee that's too long and apologize profusely to the customers so they just take it instead of meaning to dump what I had done. Won't you just take it? Waste is so bad. And man, everyone's got an ethical conscience these days, so they don't even notice that I was using a big cup for their order the whole time. Insert wicked laughter. Here's another for you. In life, you're either a key or a keychain. When I started the radio project, I wanted to be the lock breaker. But it's even better. Now I'm a proficient barista. Finally, I make the potions that really make the world go round, me and my friends. It's a microeconomy of dependence, happiness. At the store, I get the ethical stuff. I check that it's legit and I move on. Look at my big strides of solidarity. I'm a global local.
There's nothing ethical about how I gather materials.
Nothing really belongs to everyone. It's easy to say, but there are calculated gambles.
Or a betting on whether you get caught.
You are seeing me from a high shot. That makes you think immediately of film noir. My lips are moving very little, so there's barely the sense that I'm present. I'm not overstating. My silhouette does 80% of the work.
Put me down.
It's rush week at college. Everybody wants to get into a sorority, fraternity. This obsession with family and saying they're looking at their future. I walk the street of the Greeks. Alpha, beta, kappa, delta, whatever.
Of course, you're in college to get the best position for your future. Houses, property, knowing is ascension. Place yourself in hierarchy to enter generational knowledge. Looking up, looking down, for the network is one that will serve its own.
Everybody talks about hazing like they're afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it. I'm not afraid of life, nor am I naive. I'm not. I'm dressed like a detective. Serious hat, cigar, pensiveness on my face. And the old guard, I know. The repression of film noir, that's how I see myself. Everybody says, Slinky, come on. There's no future in radio. You should do something like YouTube. That's also a democratic platform
they'll say. It's free, right? If I knew how to, I'd roll my eyes.
Oh, brother. I look at athletes. Athleticism. And the flex. Presumably you shaped yourself for something like a swimsuit. A Rudy gun-like swimsuit. The purpose of this garment is not to show off your body. Rather, show off your blatant disregard for the known codes of modesty, acceptability, attractiveness. Yes, I'm saying this is what I am. I'm not even at odds with self-acceptance. This thing frames just what it is. No, not framed. I'm thing-like. This garment is my context. The swimsuit, I need new words. My relationship with words is like a relationship to God. Since that's all I know, the establishment, the established language for expression, I'm unable to transform. I'm constantly just a response, like this. I find you comparatively charming. I find you Say it again. I find you comparatively charming.
I find you comparatively charming.
You find me comparatively charming? You know what's really funny? I was in an acting class, and the teacher was giving me feedback after a scene I did. The teacher said, "That's an interesting choice you're making." We had been doing this scene back and forth. I was switching accents every few lines, which for me is a way of really inviting the audience to think. What's going on there? What's going on there? I want them to watch the performance I'm giving and be like, whoa, what's going on there? What's going on there? Or, what's going on there? What's going on there? What is going on there? I know. I'm pretty good at dialects. It comes from being extremely observational. And that's what I want for the audience. It's good for the audience to really ask questions, to really have to want to dive in. Like how I dive into my character. We should totally question all assumptions, you and me. And I mean, based on my appearance, I know it's hard to put your finger on who I am, but like, you think you know what something is for, and then it's not just that, is it? Intrigue.
What's going on there?
Dieter was my spiritual guide.
And the night comes. You know, little camera, we're not so different, you and I.
My body is my clock. The clock in my life turns. No, sorry, the clock is a digression. Time is not how I wanted to get where I'm going to. I mean, you and I are alike because we watch, we observe. At night, I draw renditions of shadows. Shadows land on surfaces and I draw them. I trace shadows with my fingers like this. I trace shadows like I touch your body. How would I touch your body? I came to the city because I fell in love. Yeah, sure. I did it. Yeah, sure. With someone. I fell in love with a bona fide movie star, someone who pretends they're someone else for a living. But most of the time they're off duty, and that's when we have each other. Do you see the light coming in from the window? Yeah? Do you hear the sound coming from outside? We're inside now. We made it. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My Botox and filler, isn't it natural? I'm very happy about it. I mean, no regrets. No regrets. I mean, Slinky tells me, you're so obsessed with being young. Slinky thinks I'm disgusting. Well, Slinky's wrong. Delusional. Slinky is the one who doesn't see the flaws in the logic of Neil Young, for instance. That guy who's now generationally closing off from streaming. Neil was a family friend, so the idea of the response song giving words to response... No. What he does is give lyrics towards a cause. It's objective playing at universal. Keep on rocking in the free world. That's the response song. That's the response song to stay plugged in on your own terms. But it's just accumulating material, drawing attention to an incompleteness, like what I've done to my face, how I look at myself, what's becoming depleted. Didn't I say how observational I was before? I said that. When first we kissed, blame it on my youth. Only just for you, I did exist. Blame it on my youth. I believed in everything. Don't blame it on my heart. Blame it on my Fritzi's mouth is like a piñata, filled with cheap candy and toys. His frontal receptors are working just fine. Sometimes his nose runs, I think it's because of dust or cold. Maybe as a portal it's just been bludgeoned open by all the alien magnitude that slid up it, a spy's shortcut. I look at him and wonder how close his brain is to the surface. The punk of suburbia is what I consider to be the true punk. Punk for me is pathetic in the best possible way. We confirm it and form a world by raging against it, proposing its apparent inverse. Catacombs are shed and under a city plan, the thing built to give solace to the almost dead. Most catacombs are tourist attractions now, pornographic rather than thanatographic. Wipe it away. It's over when it's past, so let me be. The tears and the sadness. Goodbye, walk on by, walk on by, walk on by.
Maybe I didn't say it before. I'm Fritzi. And what I do is, I'm a judge for fireworks displays. So I spend time outside. Monaco is nice. There's nothing quite like a casino lobby. Staircases to nowhere that you can walk down looking your best. The thing is, there is a pyro-melodic competition here every summer in Monaco. Explosions and music, companies bid to compete, synchronizing displays, and then I judge. There's the People's Choice Award too, don't worry. The sequenced explosions are like dances. Do you know Merce Cunningham dances? Fireworks should be like that. More emphasis on doing than feeling, especially with regards to how they synchronize with the music. I mean, when I watch displays just for fun, I like to hold a radio up to or near my head and just tune into something else, even static, even just noise. But for now, it's still competition time. Between you and me, it feels like it's always competition time. The crackling dragon eggs, the weeping willows, gorgeous crescendos of chrysanthemums with synchronized music. Anyway, I just try to embody everything marginally positive in life. I want to be associated with joy. Me, Fritzi. The dopamine comes when I ask it to. The scale of my life has become very small, so I am happy. I am happy when I hear people cheering on the street because it sounds like a nationhood. I mean, it sounds like a community. I mean, something coming together, which is helpful. It's helpful to have faith. The cheering could mean there's been exchange. There's a rising switch, a working circuit, an exchange of power or thinking. Honk if you're horny, honk if you've won. Irresistible honking and screaming and crying and groups and joy into sonic space. The shouts can't be contained by walls.
All space can function like a tunnel. It's taking you somewhere.
I brought the radio out of the closet. My name is Dieter Rams. Synonymous with the dial? The thing that turns. So simply, you think about me. 10 design principles. Simple, less, but better. Respectful, thorough, honest, sustainable. Yeah, sustainable. Discreet, understandable. No, really, it's paramount to me to be understandable. I speak because it's the truest technology. 10 commandments, 10 fingers, 10, 10, 10.
7. I opted out of a nationality by doing a genetic origin test. I was an early liberal, as I could be, to demonstrate my depth of research and willingness to action what I knew, evidentiary action. 8. I start to embody everything I know about gambling, about chance. Poker, machine, the slots, craps, mahjong, roulette, the fervent belief that the bank can spread. 9. I question myself for reading the city, the perverse dialectic between the celebration of form and the scattering of parts, the will to represent and the evanescence of the represented, penumbra, the research of certainties and the awareness of relativity, bridge, canasta, baccarat. We start to embody gambling and games and every moment. 10. I was confused, so I pleaded my relative poverty. I entered conversations telling people I wanted to be Mariah Carey's new creative director. Like, I could manifest that. Did you hear about The Secret? I played music on the streets, channeling through my own body, a busker, so I started only using coins for small notes, slowing down lines in supermarkets, consciously counting what I had, what I get. I counted. I thought about having a baby to alter my purpose. I decided instead to leave that to fate. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. If I'm gonna manifest the Mariah thing instead. I wanted to take out money at gambling places and I would say, hey, throw in a scratchy, why not? I feel lucky today, like Google. And here I am, and here I am, and here I am, and here I am. And what's up with that? The brand set me closed because I kept myself interchangeable in size with the others. I take a side trip to visit the kids who call themselves the current underground, and there they move beds like there's a disaffection for scalability. Then they lock up what they can with their keys and discount valuables in an ongoing defensive manner. How to live with inherent distrust of others. The material economy where things have inherent value and you can't relax into the safety of accountability and community. Real disruption is cleanliness and clarity and defined roles, right? Baselines of trust, not there. No trust in the resistance of stains, no trust in that. The impermanence of yeasty debris, skin flakes, scalp and dick cheese, they are no competition to the wild laundry chemicals and the caustic smells. Feed an omega-3 capsule to the machines at the laundromat and everything becomes seeded with fish oil, but it too can almost be shaken away. What crumbs will remain and survive? My body, drinking liters of decaf coffee, feels like burning up with roid rage again. It. Pumping. Dehydrated, gas rises, petrol swells. Weakness is my sick ass wisdom. It's the simplest move against the side of power. It's It's the bad idea. The bad seed, localized. It was close to freedom for me. Weakness. I run down.
Well, I've been driving a Porsche 911 for a while now. Yeah, my best friend Irvin dated a guy who bought a Lamborghini. Irvin and I laughed about men and how we compensate. You know what they say about sports cars? They are, how you say, awesome. So then, the guy turns up at the house in his Lamborghini and offered to take us, me, Elvin, and my godchild Fritzi for a little trip around the town. I say, why not? We sat in the car. Elvin and the guy in the front, me and Fritzi in the back. And we drove to the village and stopped at the village shop. It was a hot day, yeah. So we went and got some ice creams and got back in the convertible to drive home. The wind's blowing. I love the back seat. But then I looked down and Fritzi had dropped ice cream on the leg. I was horrified because I thought the guy would freak out. It was a brand new car. So I said to Fritzi, lick it off. Lick it off. Lick it off. Turns out, it wasn't ice cream. It was bird poop. Sorry, Fritzi. I love the sea. I love the sea. I'm obsessed with ports. For me, the port symbolizes freedom, travel, escape. So many other things too, I know. But let the symbol function, please. Keep it simple. One thing I am crazy about is seafood. So nice. I go to the train station to eat it. That's the port too. I sat there, eating, enjoying the harvest of the ports, and I heard a woman say, so blasé, I don't trust architecture. I immediately thought, hey lady, what do you think of as architecture? And anyway, by that metric, do you trust yourself? Trust is a strange thing to expect from a situation. 9.
They don't make movies like they used to.
My friends run an alternative cinema club.
They do screenings in a room like this, and that's great. But there's still something to be said for real cinemas, you know. The seats, the sound, the darkness, the focus. It's like being in the theater. Our bourgeois silence. No, I know. It's reverent. It's grace. It's light. I brought my Oliver Focaccia from the market into the cinema and unpacked my hummus from Montebrie. That's my gesture of irreverence. I stare at the screen, taking it in. I don't touch my snacks.
I'm like the star in a Bresson film.
And I'm here, watching a movie that's an adaptation of a science fiction book, Dune. Everyone loves science fiction now,
Only because they know.
the future's the only place left to gamble on, to colonize, I mean. The movie plays. It ain't a film. There's a pouty twink, moderately racist costume references, a lot of panoramic shots and close-ups. There's a girl on screen, Zendaya, with a huge seismic gun, wielding it with the confidence of a Theragun CrossFit junkie. I've seen her before. She was in that awful movie about Barnum and his circuses where they all sang foolish,
Unnatural songs in some Latin stylistic
language, the greatest showman. They were singing their
feelings, slowing.
real time direct expression. That's not cinema. To be honest, I'm surprised she has a career still after her
Grotesque endorsement and romanticization of human zoos.
freak shows. Ugh, horrible. This actress, Zendaya, in my eyes, in Slinky's eyes, is a signpost for extraction. After all, here she is now, pumping the sand. Spice, she calls it. I'm this. Is this justified? I haven't read the original. I never even cared,
I wanted to see what they were calling a real work of contemporary cinema.
I guess. And now,
She's using this gun like how they set off flares to find oil in the oceans.
detonations of highly pressurized air at 260 decibels. You know, a cinema, when there's dialogue, it should be like 80, 85 decibels. And in a nightclub, a good one with, you know, something like a Function 1, a planetary assault system, that's like 100 decibels. I know that. So really, like, seismic guns are seriously fucked up. In the ocean, I think of the animals, whales, dolphins getting caught between sonic detonations. Their brains, their eyes, their inner organs, they're all hemorrhaged because, like us, they're mammals. Our soft tissue just breaks down. They're mammals too. It's so painful to have your soft tissue hemorrhaging. And that's contested by gas companies because you can't get the scientists of the corpses on time. And anyway, who cares about scientists unless they have the force of the media behind them, right? So these huge worms that Zendaya is pounding with a seismic blaster,
I get that they're not mammals, but still, sound does stuff.
I believe in waves. You know that. I'm obsessed with sound. I run this pirate radio station, Radio Slinky. Yeah, it's been going on for a while. Maybe you've heard of it. I mean, Slinkies are coils, yeah? They expand, they stretch out.
I know I don't need to tell you what a slinky is, but
What I mean is that my reach changes, you know? And it's important to shift the ear away from the paradigm, but that's the thing. We broadcast for anyone. It's public, within our geographical reach. But what does our alternative even mean now? Things have changed.
there's all this platform access.
Digital streaming providers with algorithmic provisions for passive listening. I used to believe in aggressive broadcasting, making space for those who wouldn't be seen or heard otherwise. Is aggressive broadcasting what it once was? I'm not sure. I mean, sometimes I wonder, is my radio obsolete? I mean, if I really think about it, how can I justify what I'm doing? This broadcast? If I want to support artists by sharing their music, what should I be paying them? Like beyond exposure or opportunity. Like the limits of format that I can explode for them are still beholden to the attention span of the audience. And that audience shifts. The underground, as I know it, still subsists of capital. At least when it becomes stable. We don't survive off what we do. Focaccia and hummus, that cross-cultural sacrilege, it's tourism to me. Like Zendaya and adaptation, or the dune worms and whatever they do.
I'm unused to these mountains and slopes. There's a dog sleeping in the sun on the hill above my head.
Hiking boots, ecological sluts.
I learned how to play basketball with a Garfield basketball. He was printed on the ball, so I dribbled him into the pavement on the way to the court.
Practicing my control over the ball. Because he was teaching me how to play basketball. When I was learning, I was really overweight, addicted to Pringles, like
really? Once I popped,
I couldn't stop. I mean,
my mouth would always smell like chip flavoring, even after brushing my teeth. Garlic powders, it was an addiction, like gambling. Stacking up chip stacks. Damn, my mouth is still watering now. But yeah, basketball. So I guess it was an intervention. My parents decided to get the ball rolling, or dribbling, so to speak, so it'd be less fat. For them, for the people responsible for my health, it was important that I find a fun way to be engaged and stay active, I guess. Collapsism intermediate. No, I promise. This is not about daddy issues. I promise. When I was young, my father would walk beside me all the way to the court. He was my coach. We walked suburban pavement. Often he put his hand, like this, on my head. And I'd bounce. I'd tell him how much I loved this movie I illegally downloaded, High School Musical, now. Because, you see, the American academic life on screen was a cause over my whole academic life. And in the same way, I could imagine myself like the protagonist. Troy was soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. If we'll try, yes, we'll break free. My father would say, "Sure, babe, I'll watch it with you. Sure, we can do anything you want to." I'd bounce like a ball for him on the pavement, like a marker of progress above karaoke captions. When I stopped, I'd snip my fingers, like sniffing the pavement, smelling the ball. I had been dribbled. Accumulation. The freedom of the internet to get what I wanted, when I wanted. I gathered files, things for my private time, things to stack, things to talk about in public, to stack up. My astrology shaped life as certain as Zac Efron. But Troy? He gave me a Trojan. I told my father, but I deleted my history, so I can't tell where it came from. Maybe it's not from me. I have no idea what happened to it. From our history, I have no idea what history is. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it is. I don't know. We should have known there was nothing innocent about sharing files. The place that gives me things disappears into puppeteer aspirations. My operating system controlled.
So much life I've left to live, and this fire's burning still. When I watch you look at me, I think I could find the will to stand for every dream and forsake the solid ground and give up this fear within. And what would happen if they ever knew I'm in love with you? 'Cause I'd surrender everything to feel the chance to live again. I reach to you. I know you can feel it too. We'll make it through. 1,000 years I'd still believe. I'd make you give them all to me. I'd hold you in my arms. Never let go. I surrender. Cut. So today I went down to the boulangerie artisanale where I always ask for recommendations. This one apparently has the best coconut tart with chocolat on top. I got one, and also a ratatouille with salmon croustillant and a citron soda. Yummy, yum, 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 yum. I'm not complaining about my life. No. Before becoming a fireworks judge, before I started acting casual acting, I was really committed to daily pages, thinking that it would become a type of, a kind of transcendence. After I graduated, I knew I had to take some time to find myself, to learn to steer the cuspy age of adolescence to adulthood. It was time. I use time like a hormone, you see. I applied to myself. So when I finished school, I decided I wanted to see the world. I wanted to be out of the bubble of the world I grew up in. Not that we were wealthy, just comfortable. I walked across the country with a small amount of money and flip-flops. That way you don't have to worry about wearing socks. I continued until I ran out of my meager savings, or until the other people were doing the same thing, and I just didn't see myself in them. That's when I fell in love with fireworks. Stop and walk in, take your picnic blanket and take it to the park. Sit, a patch of grass and dog turds by the coast. If you have no picnic blanket, a towel will suffice, or a jacket. Pack of lemon, mango, and black sesame, hummus, and crusty baguette. We congregate like the dumbest audience in the world to see the lights in the sky. Power walking towards the park because it's time to celebrate. You gotta carry a pouch for coins, so you have money ready to give to every person who asks for a change. The smoke cloud stays after the explosion. The weather changes fast when you're not walking. When the storm hits, I go to the hourly hotel. People use it for sex, but I use it for storms. The hotel acts like a parliament in that it's filtered into boxes, and you're not sure if people even listen to each other, even though they're right beside each other. You know what I mean? Because if you try, you can hear sounds through the walls and vents. It's like the movies. The decorations are ornate. There's nothing foreign in the decor, not even the squalor. It's silly how you think you should be more cautious about the sheets here than other hotels. Like there isn't lubricant and fluid everywhere we go. The event, it's celebration, it's streaming the response. And always, the cleanup inside. Inside. Fuck.